Hi everybody, it's Diane here with kind of a viewer request. The last altered playing card video I made, which is a couple months ago now, I received a couple comments that somebody would like me to flip through. I keep these in a binder with baseball card sleeves, except those are going to glare like nobody's business, so I took them all out. But that is a cool way to store them. They're safe and secure, and then it's nice to be able to just look at them that way, and you're not handling them either. But anyway, and I'm sorry, I apparently gave the impression in that video that the binder was all full. I have a couple sleeves left, and of course you can always buy more sleeves until the binder starts, which is why if you're really, really interested, I have a bunch of these in my Etsy shop for sale cheap because my binder was getting really full. And, when you have probably twice as much as this, do you really got to keep it all? I don't think so. Okay, and I have to take a break in about 5-10 minutes. So pull up a chair, get prepared for a short break. Um, I started making these in 2016. I used to do back in that day a lot on Flickr, and I had seen somebody do it there, I think, and oh, that's cool. So actually, this is the very first one I ever did. It's a scrapbook paper image. This is part of a playing card. And for some reason, to my brain, I always incorporate a little bit of the card with the design. Um, you don't have to do that. Most people don't. Most people cover it all up so you can't tell it's a card. That's fine. But I don't know, I guess because it's there, my brain sees it and I'm using it. And I think that's why I've harped on a lot of times starting with busy backgrounds and stuff is tricky in that. I think that's why, because, I see it, I can't ignore it. And so anyway, so I use it. Most of the images on here are scrapbook paper. The size is usually really good. Postage stamps are great. These first four here are too wide and won't fit in a baseball card sleeve. If you're going to do that, think about it. Because this is one of those extra large cards anyway. And then I have hangage. So there's fortunately a little pocket on each end of the, oh, this one, that shouldn't be there. On each end of the binder, so I slip them in there. But the same thing with this hangage, they won't fit. Okay, so like I said, this is the first one, and that's the only reason I kept it. I'm not in love with it, but I figured I had to keep the very first one. I used to write on the backs of all these. It just gets a carryover from my fine art days. I'd number them, I'd write them in a book, I'd give them a title, I sign them. I don't do that anymore. Who cares, right? That's another, that kind of, actually these two were kind of made at the same time. It's another scrapbook paper image and a playing card image there too. Some of these have paint. It's mostly scrapbook. I will say I kind of like how I added the circles, the rings there. Little lace on this one. Some of them are edged with ink. Okay, now some are very plain. And I remember from my days on Flickr, those not getting much comments, much, attention. I guess I can see, if there's something, just say like this is a lot going on there, these two. And then these two are very plain. To most people's brains, it's not too exciting, I guess. But to me, if it's a good composition and you've used your space well and all that, I think it's really good. And obviously, I like it. Those are stickers. So that was fun. And if you get it, Rosebud. If you don't get it, you've never seen that movie. I don't like this one so much, but I didn't think I could sell it because it was kind of crinkled. That's old magazine paper with washi tape that I don't have anymore, and some painted papers of mine. Okay, and a little footnote, that's a sticker and paint. It does matter if you sand the card, where you're going to apply stuff or not. if with bigger sections like this one this morning, this was popping off. I had to re-glue it because back in the day I didn't know you were supposed to do that. And so I didn't, and so now some of them are popping off. These images here I'm showing are all, maybe you recognize some, old memory game card images. I peeled them apart and got the bulk off. That one is too. This one has a lot of paint. Might have been one of the first painty ones I sort of did. Those two are stickers. That has a little verse there about a bird. Alright, it's going to take a while. A lot of paint here. That's a scrapbook paper image. And I hope you don't mind seeing like all of these. I don't know if that was what somebody wanted, but that's what you're getting. That's old magazine image. Read there. The flowers are out of a book. There's another plain-ish one. You know, you kind of go with too, like what you see at the time. You know, what other people are doing and stuff. It probably reflects here. That one I'm not super wild about either, but I didn't think anyone would want a robot. It's an old toy out of an old catalog. Different. I thought that was pretty. Old catalog image. This one's silly. It's an old ad, you know, really old, like from the 50s or 40s. This next series here, the cats are all washi tape images I wanted to use. Now, you know, when I'm done showing all these, I'm going to run off and make some APCs. I will say I do not like sanding. I really don't like that. It, you know, it slows your process down, if you will. It's more mechanical, but that's what it takes. This is an old magazine image. This is an odd card here. That's all, you know, the hearts and the beige color. That's all the actual card. Sometimes you come across oddball type cards like that. It's kind of interesting to use them. Mostly magazine, old magazine. I do think too, like now this one I purposely put on a red card. I choose what cards, if it's a face card or not. Face cards are hard to use. I have a lot of those in my stash. Scrapbook. Oh, we're getting sun. It figures. It was just raining. Catalog. Scrapbook. This is washi tape. This is sewing. I have sewn on some. All scrapbook and a marker border. If you use a marker, let it sit for a little bit before you start handling it or it will smear. See, now here's another one. Very plain, very simple. I like it. I think it's balanced. And you know, if you really wanted to use these in other art or on a note card or something, maybe you don't want something super busy. That's a Japanese postage stamp, as is this. I really like that. This middle divider thing, that's like a Christmas trim. There's just a little tiny bit of cheesecloth threads there. Real postage. The red here is fabric. Not a lot of fabric on here. Gold thread on the bottom. That's a sticker. It's not real postage. It's cute. Yeah, these next few are stickers. Now remember these, like this one and this one and these next two, they got a lot of attention on Flickr. I don't really know why. Those are feathers out of a pillow and a real button there just glued on. You could sew through. You could do that. I suppose the colors are interesting. I don't know why. You tell me why. Why would this get a lot more attention than other ones? This one I think is kind of cool, the composition. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of the sun here. I'm sorry. Obviously I use a king because it says David here. It's a king. That's an old decoupage image. It's kind of cool. This one has paint in here. The same thing with paint. It's fine, but if you really are going to scrape at it and stuff, it'll probably chip off. This series, I think, is old book images of dogs. Okay, since we're getting all this sun, I have to pause. People have to go out the back door behind me. I'll come back and we'll continue on. Hang on. Okay, I'm back with the towel on the window and I have 20 minutes. Go. These two are scrapbook paper images. I sort of wish I would have cut around the bear tighter. I don't know why I didn't. A lot of paint on this one. That's a scrapbook paper image. That's pretty cool. Obviously, I would choose a black card for that one. Simple. Yeah, I'm not overly thrilled with that one. A little different. That's marker around the border. Painted dots in the background there. That's kind of fun. And that's easy. I just tore the paper very often. I don't see one handy. If it's a face card, I try to cover, I cut it exactly, and that's a pain, and half the time I don't get it right. Those are real postage stamps in the background there, and that's cool. That's easy. Diane, are you kidding us? No, I'm not. And just for the record, way back there in my video career, I made a flip through of, not all of these, but I took kind of my favorites. Somebody had asked to see them, and I pointed the same thing out. I think that's really nice. I really like it. It's the light bulb. It's this beige color. The stripe was with the beige color, and that's it. I think it's cool. Something like that, you could put a word on it if you want to be a little more interesting. Same thing with that. Are you kidding? No, I'm not kidding. I think it's neat. All these squares were some kind of, I don't know if they were lights, something in a magazine. Yeah, they're showing a lamp. I don't know if you can barely see it. They're showing a lamp shade here. And I guess the squares were part of it, like a metal thing. Obviously, I put paint on this one. A lot of paint on that one. That's all scrapbook paper images. Oh, he's out of place. Where's the Valentine stuff? Here. Sorry. Real postage stamps. This is mulberry paper. That's cool to use, or tissue, because, it doesn't totally conceal. I like that quite a bit. The black lines are marker. Oh, this is another memory card. It should go with the other one, shouldn't it? That's an actual, it's like, you buy that at scrapbooking stores, companies. It's wood. I don't even know if they make stuff like that anymore. It's kind of old. That's cool. All right, we'll put that aside. Okay, more postage stamps. This one's a little more detailed. Just stuff. This is wrapping paper. Magazine, and the dots and the flowers are scrapbook paper. That's an old Barbie clothing pattern. I think it's a copy. That's an old image there from the 40s. A couple bear things here, just magazine, and then scrapbook paper trees. Kind of cool. That one's simple, which is why I didn't throw it in the mix in Etsy. I didn't think anyone would like it. Another bear. That's cool. See, now here, there apparently were more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? A hexagon? Yeah. So I cut a couple and then overlaid it. Like, that's kind of neat. A lot of paint, a couple sequins down the rabbit hole with a rabbit. Real postage stamp. This blue is mulberry paper. That's pretty effective. That's cool. Because, you get textures in there with different fibers. Kind of neat. I did color those donuts, just for the record. If you're thinking I did nothing, they were just black and white. You're supposed to color them. That's not a sticker. That's scrapbook paper. All right, these next 4 are very different. The card is yellow and red, so I went with it. It's scrapbook paper images. They're actually flocked. It's really cool. So here's another one. So all the black doodly stuff I did. These two are stickers. Same with that, stickers and doodlies. It's fun. Just did this one on a video. This two, and this. I think that's a video with that one and this. Yeah, some I do have videos, not a lot. Now this one, I think this is really cool, and this is really not me, and it's really hard for me to do this, but I hit it with this one. It's almost like a one staple collage thing, and then I just sort of threw a little bird on there. I think that's really cool. See, I should do more like that. I can't, it's really hard for me to get off the perfect composition thing. All right, that one you saw accidentally before. Those are copies of postage stamps. Mulberry paper under there. It's pretty. That's an old magazine image, the bird. So is that. This is sort of like a series. Once upon a time, I copied some of these that have like the really old imagery. I figured I was safe. And put them on my Etsy shop as a digital. Never sold. Okay, I could take a hint. This is all out of an old magazine. They were showing hats. All right, these next few are different. This is a napkin image. It's cool. I like it. I'm not in love with it. I don't do there are a few of these in the Etsy listing. This one and this one, it was you know, made your card or whatever, and then you put like plain pattern tissue, well, you can see some lines there, over it and sealed it like with Mod Podge. That's cool. I like it. I am not in love with it. That's a little sewing there in scrapbook paper. This one we just did. This one we just did. These few I think I did on camera, and this is actually a pocket. These little rabbits come out. That's different. I've never done that before. I think that's cool. To me, that's, you know, I like the composition and all. I know it's simple. That's kind of different. Pretty. The flowers are wrapping paper here. Just did that one. That's pretty. I don't really remember doing that one. Not sure where that came in, if there's a video. This one now is a little gesso over the image there of the queen. That works out. I know. Yeah, I'm sure there's a video for this one because I remember saying, I know no one's going to like this, blah, blah, blah. I think it's cool. The blue line is part of the actual card. So I was using that for part of my composition. That's different. The bingo marker or call thing out of there. What do you call those? A call thing. Scrapbook. It's a sticker. Real postage stamps here. Now see, here is where I went over, like it has a squared off image of the diamonds or clubs. So I completely covered that. This is different, you know, strips. That one was one paper. Okay. Cactus here, scrapbook. That's different. That's kind of cool. Now this is a flash card, but it's the same size as a playing card. It's a real postage stamp. Scrapbook. Scrapbook. This was a series paper here, those images. It's a magazine, a real postage stamp. Magazine and scrapbook. Real postage. I like this a lot. I think it's the colors. That teal color is mulberry paper. Different. Simple. Old catalog image there of shoes. I thought those were pretty. All right, these are different. The dog is the playing card. It was one of those, novelty decks of cards. So the dog imagery was already there and their breed name there. So I had to work around that. Actually, that is not easy. I like the way these turned out. I have a few more I could do if I want, but it's hard. This one's nice. See, I did go over a little bit here. Okay, we're up to holidays. Well, let's see the Valentine, because we had a sneak peek with that one. That's all scrapbook paper. Yeah, hearts are good for Valentine's. These little images are all scrapbook paper. Real postage stamp. Scrapbook. I think that's marker around the side edge. Paint on this one. I went around the hearts. Paint. Scrapbook. Rubber stamping does not work so hot. You can do it, but it's the same thing. Don't touch it for a while. Oh, this is not holiday. Actual stamp there. This is a good example. You have a real stamp, scrapbook paper, old book page, actual rickrack, and actual sewing. So there's a lot of different textures on there. Kind of neat. This was a series I was doing, I don't know, oh, it was the old magazine ad for Maurice Evans reading the Winnie the Pooh stories on a record, from like the 60s or 70s or something. Anyway, and so they all had these sketchy drawings of the characters, so I cut those all out, and we did a series with that. I like these. And then this was another series. In the back of a children's reader from, way back in the day, they had comprehension questions about a story. So I cut out all the questions and added them to these old 1920s images of women. It was, they're advertising hats in a catalog. So these are pretty simple. It's like scrapbook paper, the woman, the phrase. That's a little different. And that's about it. I think these are pretty cool. And it's the phrases are funny. Did she want to work to make her house look nice? What was fair? Did Mary get what she wanted? Okay. All right, tell you what, let's do Christmas quick, and then I have to take another break. You can take a break too. This is a lot. Are you people sorry you asked? This is a magazine image or catalog image. It's not a real stamp. That's kind of neat. I will say it's a lot easier to use the cards that don't have a lot, like a 2 as opposed to a 9. But sometimes that's just what you have and you have to go with it. See, now this one I covered up most of the diamonds. There's 2 down there. It's a sticker. It's pretty. Scrapbook. This one's different. I may have done this on camera. She's wearing an ugly sweater. She doesn't look too happy about it. The sweater is scrapbook paper. This has paint behind. So does this. There's a real sequin on there. Well, many, but the large snowflake is a sequin. I love this one. Nobody else probably will. There's white mulberry paper behind there. The image is a sticker. That's pretty. That's a real stamp. It's a part of an old Christmas card there. Wrapping paper dog. Scrapbook. 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 I think that tree image is from an old Christmas card. Pretty interesting. The deer is a playing card. Okay, time for a break. Then we have minis and a lot of Halloween. So hang on. Okay, are we ready to resume? So I've done some mini cards too. It's been a long time. I haven't found a mini deck in a long time at a thrift or anywhere. Real postage stamp. Real stamp. Real stamp. Real stamp. Real sticker. I, approach these the same as the big ones. That one has paint. I think that's cute. There's two things on there, not counting the paint. Which, granted, these are very small. Those are stickers and washi tape on the bottom. Okay, we have some holiday minis. These I made, was that last year? Oh, 21. I don't know. I can't keep track of time anymore. That's cute. I think I have a video of these. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure I did. That's all paint back there, the yellow. These are kind of fun. I guess these are, oh no, I have Christmas. I was just about to say they're all Halloween. At the beginning, we turned it into 31 instead of a 3. She's so clever. I like this. Now this, I sanded off the card and put a little ink on it. That's not paper or anything. That worked out well. All right, a few Christmas. Or winter, however you would like to phrase that. Okay, so lastly, we have a big stack of Halloween. Not that I'm a big Halloween fanatic by any means, but I do have a lot of Halloween images. These are stickers here. Most of it's scrapbook paper. So, occasionally I use it. Sewing on this one, DMC embroidery floss on the bottom. There's orange Ada cloth here. Yarn on the bottom of that. Some of these, are a little more detailed, aren't they? Cheesecloth back there. That's kind of fun. Now here's one that's not so detailed, but I still like it. It's cool. There's a sequin on there, the leaf. It's cute. By the way, I was showing one of these recently I made with this pom-pom fringe, and I called it ball fringe, and I was thinking later, no, stupid, that's pom-pom fringe. And I had a comment that said that, no, yeah, they said, yes, stupid, it's pom-pom fringe. No, they mentioned pom-pom fringe. So, yeah. Anyway, this one I just made recently. That's cool. That's painted cheesecloth with black paint. Oh, this is a series. It's scrapbook paper are the main images and the sayings. Yeah, it's not, they're out of order now. Let's see. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships, and sealing wax, and of cabbages and kings. I like those quite a bit, and you can see there's kind of a lot of fussy. There's paint, there's punching, there's cheesecloth. Those are fun. We changed the A to a G for ghost. There's still a spade there. Cute. Simple. I like that. Whoops. simple. Now, the stars were part of the original card. I forget what it was. It might have been like an extra joker or something. Sometimes they have something different on there. Sometimes they have something different. Did I say something? I don't know. You have to forgive me. I got a full day's work under my belt now. I'm tired. I drew the spider and I drew the web out. It's scrapbook paper. I think that's kind of nifty. Fuzzy yarn on the back of that. Bulky. What do they call that? I don't know. It's not pom-pom fringe. I know that. Okay. All right. So I went over the ace, or the spade was in the middle. Okay, well, thanks for the request. It is kind of fun to look at this stuff. I don't pull it out and look at it much myself. Of course, now I have to put all this stuff back and reorganize it. But that's okay. To be honest, I don't mind doing that. I like things nice and neat and organized. Okay, well, if you have any questions, ask. If you're thinking, well, what am I supposed to do with these? I don't want to put them in a binder, which, by the way, just to show, I just have a very plain binder. So these are the baseball card sleeves. You can buy them online or at hobby shops, that's, comic book stores, that type of thing. So that's what they look like in there. But I've said this before. You can use these as images on a note card, a Christmas card, a tag in your journal, part of a collage. You can actually frame them. You can buy little easels and stand them up. Okay, that's kind of fun to do. Just get one and you change it out every once in a while or seasonally. That's fun too. But I just sort of keep them because I think they're cool. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a nice day out there.